Hi, this is Marcel of Marcel on Tech, and today I'm talking about one of the most popular topics on my channel, and that is earbuds. And I've got what I think are some of the best budget earbuds available at the moment. I'm a huge fan of Nothing. They've recently come out with the Nothing Ear A, bit of a weird naming system, but I wanted to directly compare them with the CMF earbuds, which are also from Nothing, and I haven't seen anyone doing this, so I thought I'd let you know which one is best bang for buck. Let's get into it. Okay, so I've got an honorable mention in the form of the Nothing Ear 1 or Nothing 1, which is basically the first version, and I still love these earphones because they still last really, really well. They're very, very good for sound, and they're kind of the first iteration for Nothing really entering into earbud space. So I really love these as the kind of classic Nothing earbuds, but these are the latest iteration. So let's talk first of all about the design of the Nothing Ear A's. Okay, now these are not the premium ones because they now are the Nothing Ear. It's not the Nothing Ear 2, it's just the Nothing Ear, which is their third generation of the clear case earbuds. Now, I didn't get those ones, but I did get the Ear A. So make sure you stick around for finding out what the prices are. They've already been obviously released and are widely available, but that's one of the things I wanted to compare between these two devices. So, if we look at the Nothing Ears, what I like to do is take a little closer look. So if we do take a nice close look at the ear, I really love the signature see-through stem that you've got here, along with the signature white mark on the reverse there to indicate that that's for the left ear. And then of course you've got these amazing coloring. Now I have to say, I really like the yellow coloring that they've got on this new earbud, because for me it's one of my theme colors actually. I really like this kind of deep yellowing color, so it's just a pure coincidence. As soon as I saw they came out with them, I immediately bought them because I just couldn't help it. I thought the price was great and I love the coloring. Now in terms of the design and the fit, as you can see, they come with a rubberized earbud, so it can fit in your ear very, very well. And if you've ever watched any of my previous videos, I do have slightly unaccustomed and slightly tricky ears, so sometimes I have to mix and match different sizes based on my ear canal. So that makes it quite a unique use case scenario. On the side here, you've got a capacitive or touch button here that you actually have to physically push, which is a significant difference between that and the original Nothings that you've got there, which does make it much easier to control. And I'll talk about the controls in a minute as well. But the fit and finish of this really is very good. I love the way they look. They feel very nice in the hand, and they do look like a solid build, which I really, really like. Now moving on over to the CMF, again, very vibrant in color. Absolutely love these ones. They come in this very nice orange color. They come in black, and they come in a gray as well. But as you can see, the build is slightly different. So it does, first of all, it does look a little bit cheaper. So you've got the branding on the arm there, or the stem, which is where you actually have touch controls. There's a little circle symbolized at the top there, which allows you to touch the earbud to react. And the controls are exactly the same, and they are adjustable in exactly the same way, because the app that you actually use coming from Nothing, called Nothing X, is actually exactly the same. So if you have multiple devices like I do, all of them appear within the app itself, and I think that's very handy. Obviously, it is one app for all their earbuds, which is absolutely fantastic. Now, continuing with the design, again, you've got the rubberized buds here, which means that they are adjustable. You come with 3 different sizes within the box. So you've got the medium ones already on there, and then you can change them to small or large. And then, of course, as you work around, the actual shape of the body of the earbud is very, very similar to the Nothing Ear A as well. So they're actually almost completely identical to look at as well. There's not a huge difference. The main difference really is going to be in the stem of the earbud itself, where this one is obviously full-on plastic and not see-through, which allows you to see the difference. But there is a size difference as well. So this is slightly larger on the CMF version, which as a result means you also have a slightly better battery as well. Now the box itself on both, very cool boxes. Again, you've got your classic see-through box on the ear A, which is really cool with this mustard yellow base. And then you've got bright orange all the way throughout with this classic, highly memorable, actually fidget spinner effect here on the top left, which does actually double up as a lanyard hole point here. So if you want to use this and have it hanging off something, you can do that. Otherwise, it's great for fidget spinning. Both these devices, of course, come with USB Type-C, and the reset button for the CMF is on the back next to the port, whereas the ear A's has got a very hard to spot, almost invisible button inside the box itself. But I like that because it does look very, very subtle. And both of them come with a recognition light. One's on the exterior of the CMF and the other is just inside the box, which lights up when you open the box on the Nothing Ear A. Now, as always, what I do like to do is I do like to put the earbuds in my ear so you can see for yourself what it looks like, the profile and so on. So I'm going to slip one into my left ear. That's the ear A, obviously. And then I'm going to slip the CMF into my right ear. And both of them make a very reassuring clicking sound, different sounds, but they make a reassuring buzzing or click sound, which is indicating that they are connecting to whichever device you have it connected to. In this case, I have it connected to my phone. So as you can see from the profile, the ear A's are ever so slightly smaller and the CMF are ever so slightly larger. So as you can see, the fit and finish here is very, very similar in the sense that they are both single-stemmed earbuds that fit very nicely inside the ear to create sound blockage, because they do both have ANC. So as you can see, or basically hopefully as you can see, the design does sit quite well, but of course because the stem on the CMF is slightly larger, it probably sticks out a little bit more. Of course I've gone for a very bright color so you can also see it very easily. Whereas I feel that with the ear A's, they tend to be a bit more subtle because they're see-through and a little bit smaller, then they tend to be easier to miss when they're in the ear when you're looking at them. But I do love the design of the ear A. I love the see-through stem, which I think looks really, really cool. Do let me know in the comments what you think of these ones actually in the ear and how they look and which one you prefer as well. That would be really good to know. So, as mentioned already, the app that you use for both of these apps is called, both of these earbuds is called the Nothing X app, and it works both on Android and on iOS, so that's really cool. And inside of the app, you have full control of these earbuds. Now, fundamentally, it's going to be very important, the differences in the sound. And if I'm very honest, the CMF earbuds are better than they should be for the price. And the ear A's are about what I would expect for the price, if not slightly less, because these are very good. But here's the kicker. The kicker is when you initially set up the CMFs, the standard equalizer is a bit quiet, it's a bit soulless, there's not a lot happening. But if you create a custom equalizer, which you can totally do inside the app, it sounds an awful lot better. And you can make the sound signature the same as you would if you hadn't made too many changes to the ear A's. Now, I do like to add bass to both because I do like to listen to that type of music. And I find that's a really good measure of how good these earphones are in terms of creating bass within the ears. And both of them can do it. The CMF is very lackluster if you don't adjust the equalizer settings. If you do a custom setting, it does have the ability to push the basses up, push the mids up, and it does sound a lot better than if it was just left on the standard. The ear A's sound better when you get them out the box and put them in your ear, but then if you also adjust the EQ to make the bass stronger, make the mid stronger if you like that, or if you want the highs, then you can absolutely do that. Both of them allow you to focus on different things. So if you want to focus on voice, if you want to focus on the mids, if you want to focus on rock music, they have these presets within it. The CMF is a little bit more basic than the Nothing Ear, but the differences are absolutely minimal. Does that mean you should spend more on the Nothing Ears? Well, let's talk about that when we get closer to that towards the end. So let's talk about battery life. Now, these two devices are actually very impressive. I've always loved the battery life on the Nothing. The Nothing Ear 2 actually was the only one that suffered quite a lot from battery drain quicker than normal. The Ear 1 was notoriously good, but then these have now got better. However, there is a difference between the CMF and the Nothing Ears. If you have ANC, now I nearly always have ANC switched on because I love the fact that it works to block out ambient sound. Now, just mentioning ANC in connection to the battery, the ANC is good on both. Good to very good, not excellent, not the best I've used. The best I've used were probably the Sony's or Samsung Buds Pro 2. But these are good to very good, and they're both about the same, if I'm honest. Again, controllable within the app, so you can obviously adjust the things that you want to the power of the ANC, which is obviously an active noise cancelling, for those who don't know. And they do work. It's actually activated right now, so my voice is somewhat suppressed, but I can't really hear anything else outside of this. If there is a loud noise or an unexpected noise, I will hear it, but it doesn't make it absolutely silent. Or if there were low level music playing in the background, I'd still be able to hear it in the periphery, but it wouldn't block it out completely. I have used other earbuds that can do that. So I'd give these probably about a 7.5, 7 out of 10 for both of these for ANC. And that does directly affect the battery life, which for the Nothing Ear is said to be around 5 hours. And for the CMF is about 11 hours. I think that's a little bit generous for these. I've tested these. This is about 9 hours of solid use. And of course, you put it back in the box and you get another 5 hours on top of that. And then you get up to 25 hours in total with the battery inside this one as well, inside the box of the Nothing Ear A's. So the CMFs will last longer without a charge inside the box, but they're almost the same in terms of putting them back in the box to charge up, and you do get a very quick charge once they go back in the box. A little bit faster on the Ear A's, but really you're not going to notice a huge difference between the two of them. They both work really well. Now, obviously having looked at the design from a form factor, you've obviously got a difference in size. This one for me is very pocketable, very comfortable, the Nothing Ear A's, but I don't have a single problem with the CMF box, but it is much more boxy, much larger, much more plastic, whereas the Ear A's I find is just a nice design. I don't necessarily agree with it completely. From a design standpoint, I really like the design language that they've kept with the Nothing Ear A's in comparison to, for example, the original Nothing earbuds here as well. Of course, the box is much larger on the originals. With the new ears, then it's a smaller box, but it looks exactly the same. So very, very similar design. And of course, the CMF distinguishing themselves as a different sort of product because of course they are much more budget, and we will get to the price very, very soon. But I did want to talk about the Easter egg, which is coming in the form of all of these devices, which is ChatGPT integration. Now, I can't test it because there is a caveat there. The caveat to ChatGPT integration is that you have to have a Nothing phone. And at the moment, I don't. I've had both phones since they've been released, but I've also sold both phones. So I no longer have the Nothing phone, despite the fact that I really like it as a phone itself. But the ChatGPT integration is very clever because what it will allow you to do is to press and hold on the sensor device, whichever device you're using, and you'll be able to activate, like an assistant, ChatGPT and ask it the same questions that you would do if you were on a desktop or your computer, but obviously using your voice, and get an audio response in your ear. That's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. And I think that's a very clever idea of Nothing to have separated themselves as well from the market with integration of that. And that's coming very, very soon. But again, you have to have a Nothing phone for that to work fully. They may bring that to the regular phones or to everyone else in a little bit of time, but obviously they're going to want to maintain that for themselves for the time being. So clever, but not available for everyone. Now, in finale, the price. You may know that this new Nothing Ear A comes in at 99 euros, which is a fantastic price, and I think is good value for money. But you may not know that the CMF by Nothing also come in at 40. Now, these are not even the Pro version. There is a Pro version of the Buds, which again, I've tested. I'll put a link to below or above. But these are not the Pro version, but these stack up. The design is a little different. You definitely get a more compact design with the more premium products. But in terms of sound quality, the signatures are very, very similar. You can tweak them within the app, which is very, very comprehensive now. It's got better and better. Since they first released it for the Nothing Ones, the app is like 5 generations ahead with a lot of adaptability, and I absolutely love it. So should you buy and spend the extra 60 euros on the Nothing Ear A's or the extra 100 euros if you want the Nothing Buds, which are the premium ones, the newest version, which are the top specs, or should you save your money and spend 40 euros on the regular CMFs that are, in my opinion, really good value for money? Well, it's all about design language for me. If you like what you see here, which I do, these are worth it because the sound quality is really good. I love them. I use them for podcasts, I use them for music, and I really enjoy it. I think it's an evolution on the originals, and I absolutely love these. So for me, these are great value for money. If you can find them cheaper than the 100 original RRP, you're absolutely winning. But if you need a pair of buds that you don't mind losing, a pair of buds that you don't mind giving to your teenage kid, a pair of buds that you are okay with throwing in and out of a bag and not too fussed about, that will last, these are great. These are definitely going to work for you, and they are great value for money. More value for money, I would say, than even the Nothing A's, which are already good value for money. These are excellent value for money. And they charge up really, really quickly and easily. And again, neither of these have wireless charging, but it doesn't really matter. Everyone's got USB Type-C, right? So my recommendation would be these, unless you are a bit more of an audiophile and you love the design, then these are absolutely, the Nothing A's are an absolute win. So I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you got some value from it. Please do comment below if you own either of these, and put a comment below as to what you think. If you've got any questions or you'd like to know something specific, maybe I'll make a video about that. Okay? Otherwise, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you very, very soon in my next video. Bye-bye for now.